Good morning. Russell Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. This is the daily check-in. Today's Monday, so it's a daily check-in with Tiffany and Russell of Hotels. So hope you guys are doing well. Sorry that for the late start. I was on a phone call around 10 and I wanted to push it to 10:30, but for some people they think 10:30 means like 10:40. You know what I mean? I don't know where that came from. You know, you do the math. I don't know. But anyway, we're here. We're on live. There's Tiffany. We're going to talk about whatever. I don't even know what we're going to talk about because normally we had discussed what we're going to talk about before we go live. But this time Tiffany said, let's just go with it. And you know what? Don't even ask. Let's just go with it. I'm like, okay. So we're going to go with it. So anyway, how are you, Tiffany? How was the weekend?
Russell, why do we have to tell everybody everything? Some things we can keep in the inner circle right here, right? Oh my goodness. Weekend was great. What did I do? Weekend was pretty chill. So I'm having a non-busy month. And when I say non-busy, a non-travel busy month. I'm still kind of doing things to occupy my time. So it's starting to get a little bit more busy, but there's no travel involved. And usually when I'm traveling, it kind of throws me off on my regular work. So I either have to get up at start early and knock things out, or I'm doing them in between where I'm at. And then, don't get me started with the actual travel arrangements if something happens with your schedule. So I say that to say it's a nice. I feel like there's a nice flow. It's a schedule here. So had a good
Oh,
week. Had a
that's
good
good.
weekend.
That's good. So
Yeah,
it sounds like more routine-ish.
yeah. I mean, as routine as what an event professional can get, because let's be honest, every day is different.
That's true.
But
That's true.
yeah, routine. I'm replying to emails that have been in my inbox for a while, so I'm getting slowly going through those, and actually doing some preliminary sourcing for fall. So some fall and winter events are coming through. So,
Okay.
but not as stressful because we still have a good lead time. We can actually go in and find the right venue that matches, not what's left over.
Mm. I got you. That sounds good. That sounds good. Yeah, I'm kind of catching up on some admin stuff as well, some office stuff. So I finalized my travel last week for a destination southeast, which is in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That's a North Star event. That's the event that I'm going to be speaking at. Not speaking at, but interviewing people, having conversations with, meeting professionals, destinations, hotel people, and even that's it. Hotel people, CVB people, and meeting planners, and then even some North Star people. They want to talk as well. Let's get them on there too. So, but yeah, so I'm getting ready for that. So that has been finalized. So I definitely will be there. So
Right.
I can talk more about it because now it's done. It's a done deal. Got my flight information and done. So yeah, and then I just got the phone. The reason why I couldn't do 10 o'clock because I have, people don't know this, but there's partners with, Russell of Hotels, right? So, and one of my partners did what do you call it? Just completed a group here in LA. And, one thing that I have to do is chase down or follow up where commissions could be, where they are, what's the status of them. So that's one thing as being a business owner with partners that you have to kind of follow the money. Where's the money kind of thing. Because he booked at a Marriott, and a lot of people don't know this, but Marriott does a lot. They do direct deposit. If you sign up for it, they'll do direct deposit, but you have to find out exactly when the hotel put the information in, and then when is Marriott going to actually pay you. So there's dates in there, so it's no mystery. It's just a mystery when the hotel will put the information in the system. But once it goes
Yeah.
into the Marriott Partners system, you can track it to the date that they're going to pay you, and normally between 30 and 45 days. So those are things I was kind of working on today. because it's a sizable commission for my partner. So I'm like, wow, let me check this thing out. Let me follow up on this. And he called me like 10 times already. So I'm like, let me check this thing
Need
out.
my check. I need my check. Yep.
Need that
I'm not mad.
money. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. So it's a good thing. And then I have another client that's going to contract today. So I needed to I sent her some stuff over the weekend from the hotel that she had to go over because once again, it's their meeting. It's not my meeting. My meeting is my job is to, to do the RFP and then receive the RFPs back and then present my client with the options. And once those options are done, if she wants to move on with a contract, then of course, then there's information that has to go in the contract as well. So I provide that information. Then I'm waiting to hear back from the hotel. Once the hotel sends the stuff back, then I send it to the client, and the client has to okay. The rate is where it should be. They waive
Right.
the resort fee and all that stuff, which is great. And
Yeah.
then
Love
hey, you
it.
know what? It is what it is. Okay. The
I
resort
love
fee,
it.
but the resort fee is negotiable, right? They waived
Yep.
it completely. They didn't even say, "Oh, we're going to give you a discount." No, they just waived it
You know what?
completely.
They were like, we don't even want to waste our time going back and forth. Here you go. Sometimes it's just not even worth going with the back and forth. So, great job for just saying, hey,
Yeah. So they did it, and I'm like, good. So I just
good
have to.
job.
She okayed it just now, right before this call. So I just have to let
Yeah.
them know that go ahead and draft up the contract, and the contract will be electronic, so it's not you don't get a chance to read it again. So this is I guess the pre-contract. You look this over. If you okay to everything on that, then it goes to the electronic contract, and then all you do is just sign it, and it's done. And so there you go. So that's what's going on. So yeah, so kind of busy.
Well, you spoke on a lot of admin, kind of the, quote unquote boring stuff that we normally don't talk about because people always think, oh, you're out and about looking at venues and doing sites and that's your job and it's so fun and that's all you do. So you just, kind of summarize the other end of our job, right? With contracts and back and forth. And we don't, we don't really talk about, but it's there. It's not the flashy, glamorous stuff, but it's things that have to be done.
Yes.
You know, so yeah, I hear you. That admin stuff. I got a few things to do. I got 3 contracts I need to um, not really negotiate, but we have certain terms. Because every company is different, and especially when working on the corporate side, um, you got different departments, you got procurement, you got accounting, you got legal. So depending on, oh my goodness, I've had contracts going back and forth for weeks, red line and coming back. And me as the planner, it's like I'm that middle person between, venue, hotel, and the team. So whether it's procurement, and we're going back and forth. And I tell you, it's nothing that that's stuff that, you know, it's not the fun stuff. It's not, but it's the have to do stuff in order to get things done. But um, but yeah, I got some of that to do after this call as well. 3 of them that need to that need to go. And it's so funny too because the person who I report on that to get the venue, they don't care about that. They just want it done. They're like, hey, what's going on with this venue and this date? They just want to know that we're going forward. They don't want to care
Exactly.
about that I'm going back and forth with Carrie and she doesn't want to waive the park. No, 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 no. So it's this is what we do, that the nuts and bolts of really getting in the weeds. And again, why you hire someone else to do it, because I just had a conversation last week about someone not realizing all that I did, and I'm like, it's hours. I mean, you can either do it yourself and then take the time, hours out your day to do it, or you can hire someone who does this day in and day out. So
Yeah. You're absolutely right. That's some of the things that everyone doesn't see what we do because it's first of all it's hard to talk about unless you're having a
yeah,
conversation with somebody. You know what I mean? Like this. And a
yeah,
lot of people just don't understand that there's a lot of moving parts behind the scenes that all they see is quote unquote glamorous stuff, but that shit really ain't glamorous either. It's just part of what we do, right? So
Right, 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 right. And another thing too, knowing what to ask for. You just made a very by the way comment that they waived the resort fee. A lot of people don't even know that that's possible. I mean, you have to be in this world and experience to know, hey, you know, this is what I want. And then a lot of times it goes to destination and location and knowing, what you can do, can't do. Hey, this $45 destination fee, well, it was $15 last year. Can we meet in the middle? Like, having some knowledge, or better yet, waive it completely, because that's what my first my first action is. Like, can we waive it completely? And so that's just one aspect, right? There's so
yep,
many other little tiny details that the average person wouldn't know unless they did this day in and day out.
exactly. You're absolutely right. Hey, we're on with Tiffany English. This is Monday. This is a daily check-in, and we're just throwing some knowledge out there. So if you haven't listened to it, well, first of all, we're live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube. If you don't subscribe to my YouTube channel, please do so. Once you do that, you'll get a little bing, a little notification that anytime I go live, you get that notification that I'm there, right? That we're there, and then we're talking. So we do this every Monday. That Tiffany's on every Monday, right? Normally at 10 o'clock, but today we got a little late start because there's some stuff going on. But yeah, so we're talking about the intricate details of a meeting and all the things that go on behind the scenes. So that's what we're talking about right now. So continue on, Tiffany.
Uh, yeah, I was like, yeah, I think that wrapped it up. But well, it's what's funny is I came in here and usually we talk about what happened during the week, and you made a comment about destination southeast, and yes, and I will be there too. I'm not fully booked with travel like you are, but I did. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. But I did get the email to say, hey, let's take care of travel. So that will be done.
Yeah.
Um, the only reason, I haven't done it yet is like I like to put together. So destination Southeast. Oh, you said Fort Lauderdale, but it's actually in West Palm. So, but I think you fly into Fort Lauderdale,
You
right?
fly in
Yeah.
the Fort Lauderdale,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I might be coming in early because that is a good destination for me, and I need to probably schedule some sites while I'm in the South Florida area. So there may be a chance that I will go there early. Um, so yeah, that's the only reason I haven't booked my travel, but really excited about that show. Don't laugh at me. Southeast is a really great region for me. Do a lot of Charleston, Savannah, done some Greenville and Florida. So it's always great to see who else is going to be there, and always great to see other, new properties that we may not have known about, new destinations that we haven't known about. So that would be good. And yeah, yeah, I'm excited about that. That's coming up. Yikes! In about three
Yeah,
weeks.
it's coming up August 3rd through the 5th.
Yes.
So I'm doing a red eye. Saturday night. So 11, it gets me there, I don't know, 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever. And I've
Hmm.
been assured that my room will be ready, okay?
You've been assured. How were you assured already?
Because the person that made my flight reservations she has some insight on if the room is going to be ready for me for the people that are checking in early.
You know what? It's funny. I remember a certain person telling you to make sure your room is ready. Did you ask about it?
I
Was it
asked
on your
about
mind to
it.
ask about it?
She actually volunteered. I didn't even have to ask. She
Oh,
volunteered that.
good, 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 good. I mean, okay. I'm glad you're being taken care of. Why you want to do a red eye? That's on you. I mean, we both have different travel preferences. You pretty much don't care. You go with the flow.
I I go with the flow. Exactly. I mean, if I thought it was on, I really didn't. I thought it was on a Monday. I thought it started on Monday. I didn't even know it started on Sunday. So
Now, do you
when
have
she,
a layover?
no, it's a direct flight,
Oh,
nonstop
look at
direct.
you. Oh,
That's what
good
I'm
for
talking
you.
about. From
For you.
LA to Fort Lauderdale, there's transportation that's going to be there. Boom. I'm good. I'm
Boom.
good. So, okay, if I got to leave at 11 p.m., okay, it's a red eye. Big deal. I've done that
Yeah.
before.
Sleep on the plane.
Well, I don't know if all about that, but I'll sleep when I
You
get
don't
in my
sleep.
room.
Wait. You don't sleep on the plane? It's
It's
bedtime. It's time to go to
it's hard
bed.
for me to do that. It's hard for me to
Oh
sleep on a
man.
plane. Even if it's
I,
I flew to Europe last what in December, and that's what 12, 13 hours. I didn't sleep on that plane.
oh my goodness. Are you serious?
It's hard for me to sleep on the plane.
I will sleep on any plane. Any plane. That's my unique talent. I'm so proud of it. Every single plane I've ever been on in my entire life, I can go to sleep. I love
I
it.
wish I had that talent, but I don't. Unfortunately, I don't.
You should have. So you don't take anything. My mom doesn't sleep on planes either. But when they
Do
went
I
to
take
Australia,
anything? What does that mean?
yeah,
Am I on drugs?
yeah, a little melatonin or a little. So they have Nyquil without the Nyquil now. It's called like a sleep aid. My dad took that. So because you want your body clock to be right when you get off the plane, you know. So you sleep your regular time and you wake
I didn't
up.
just start flying. I didn't just start flying. Okay, so this ain't my first
Hey, you
rodeo.
know what? You know what? If it works for you, I don't want you to be crabby when I get there. That's all I'm saying. So when you get in, you take your nap and whatever you need to do. Because when I see you, you better be in a good mood. You better not be sleep deprived. Because I told you to take something.
I'll be fine. I'll be my normal self.
All right. Oh. Never mind. Never mind. All right. We're getting off track. Okay. So my point was, last week I was trying to catch up on my schedule for fall. So we had Destination Southeast, looking at some other things. Most likely IMAX. I've been talking about IMAX, and now I'm like, oh wait, I actually have to do things for IMAX, and it got me thinking about working with planners and we're planners, plan ahead. So I got a save the date from someone for IMAX, and I guess my point is a lot of these supplier events, they either come with a save the date for a few months before, or they're like last minute. And so my request is like, hey, get on our calendars, the earlier the better. We already know if we're going to these larger conferences like IMEX. We were talking about it last year. Start working on your event. Don't wait a week prior and be mad that we got other things in the calendar. So that was kind of on my mind to, talk about when, you know, I talk a lot about it for client events, but it's the same thing for if you're planning a planner event. You have budget, you want to invite planners, get on our calendars now. It's
That's
July.
true.
It's okay. It's okay to send something out. So
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
No, that's a good one because yeah, they do wait till the last minute, and it's normally the one that reacts first. That's who you're going to commit to, right?
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Put your calendar on there, and then people are like, "Wait, I had an event too," and you're like, "Sorry, I already committed."
Yeah.
So, so I guess that the call is now, you know, do it now. Start playing it now. I want to see some invites in my inbox. But even
That's
start,
even to be hosted too.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
even to be hosted. Don't wait because I've been
absolutely.
invited by at least two organizations that they want to host me. Um, but something tells me I'm going the other route, and I'm gonna host myself.
I don't know. I think the jury's still out on that one.
What for you?
No, for you, I don't know. You might get
What
an
don't you
offer you
know?
can't. You might get an offer you can't refuse.
I don't know because well, for people that don't know, you're kind of at the I want to say the mercy of whoever invites you to do. You have to do their agenda. You have to have so many appointments per day. And what if I only want to see certain, clients? I mean, you can see them, but if I
Yeah.
got to if I'm relegated to doing eight 8 meetings a day, I don't want to do that. And I got to be there for 3 days. That's 24.
Yeah.
Do I want to do
Yeah.
that? I mean, I've done it before. I mean, it's nothing that I haven't done, but maybe this time I want to just see who I want to see and kind of float around. If I want three for 2 days, three one day, three the next day, that's six. I mean, that sounds a lot better than 24. And I
Right.
can do whatever I want to do. I don't have to, go to lunch across town at this particular thing or dinner, or you can pick and choose, the after event activities, if you will. So I don't know. The jury's still out. It is still out, but
Very-
I
Like
think I'm going another route.
my schedule is not jam packed, so maybe you just have to choose the right host. Mind you, my host wasn't very, you know, on. I don't know if they cared, honestly. No, I'm not. I'll take that back. I'm just gonna say my host did not host a lot of activities, and I kind of felt a little bit like, oh man, this is not VIP. I like the VIP ish. So it's funny that you say that. It sounds like you had too many activities or too many commitments, and I felt like I had not enough.
Well, it worked out okay. The only thing was one of the breakfast was at another hotel on the other side of the strip, and it
Hmm.
was at an older hotel that you know
Hmm.
that probably should have been pushed over. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you bring up a whole other point that's got my planner, ears perking. So we're talking about inviting planners ahead of time, but invite them to stuff they want to go to. I mean, this is the cream of the crop conference for us. It should not be, and I say that about anything when we're talking about hotel. It should be a wow. It should be I want to go. Oh my gosh, I am going to make sure I do what it takes to go. So if you're telling me it's you had breakfast at some place that you wouldn't even go on your own, like what's the point? But
No, I would
yeah,
not have.
suppliers need to do better when it comes to, putting together an event. You have the budget in there, don't waste it just putting it, you know, last minute or not giving it enough effort. Because that's,
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're
craziness.
right. I do have to give them some props though. I have to give this organization props for last year. I did get to stay at the Fountain Blue. Okay.
Fontainebleau. Fontainebleau.
Yeah. So I was,
Fontainebleau.
I was okay with that. I was like, okay, I'll do whatever I need to do to stay at the Fountain Blue, which was a new hotel a year ago. So there you go. So no, like I said, I'll do what I can do. But see, you don't know where you're going to be staying until you commit to one of these organizations, because IMEX
Yeah.
gives out the schedule to what groups are staying where.
Yeah, and you just don't know, right? Until
No, you
later.
don't know. It's like,
Until
yeah, you just
yeah.
rolling the dice. So it can be the
Well,
same place
I
you
guess.
stayed in last year.
Well, I think it depends on hotel brand because if you're hosted with Hilton or Marriott, you can kind of list who would be
Yeah, because there's only
depending on
so
that.
many Hilton and Marriott brands
Right,
in. Yeah. Yeah.
right. But if it's just an organization, yeah, it's getting like something about being strategic around this IMEX conference. Um, okay, well, I guess to be continued to whether you're going which route you're going, right? You
Yeah,
have
yeah,
a little bit of time to decide.
yeah. I still have some time, and like I said, I put out a couple of feeders, and I still have the two on the table right now. So
Yeah,
we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
we'll see. We'll see. Well, yeah, and speaking of which, speaking of IMAX, another thing with events, okay, it's at Mandalay Bay, the other end of the strip. So if you're doing an event, don't have us go to the other side of the strip thinking we're going to show up because we have done a whole day of walking around this trade show. We tired, feet hurt, hungry. The last thing I want to do is, and you know you got to go through that Mandalay Convention Center, so you got to go all the way out. Last thing I want to do is hop in the Uber and go all the way across town, all the way on the end of the strip. So keep it
Yes.
close. I guess that was my whole point. Keep it close. You're doing an event. The events that I went to, that I confirmed myself for, were right there in Mandalay Bay. They were right there in Restaurant Row.
Exactly. That's how it should be. That's how it should be.
Yeah,
You're absolutely right. Yeah, I'm not
yeah.
going because I mean we excuse me. We talked offline about that last week, and not that we have to mention the organization's name. I'm not going. I'm not going. It was 20 miles outside the strip, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm like, why
Oh
would
yeah,
I
we're
do
not
that?
going off strip. We're not going off strip.
Yeah, why would I do that? You don't want me to go
No.
if you're having events that are off the strip after, like you said, after we walked this darn 100,000 square foot conference, for 8
Right.
hours. Yeah, why do we want to go 20 miles outside the strip to an event? No, that ain't happening.
Right.
Yeah, do better, people. Do better. Do better. It's okay. Spend a little extra money, and then you'll get more people. Or if your goal is to get people to come, you're going to have to spend a little bit more money in order to get planners to come.
So you know what? This is interesting because I'm reflecting on my time last year. So I'm curious. What is your preferred planner event for IMEX? Like, what do you the copy hour? Do you like the intimate dinner? Because I'm gonna share like how I picked mine and what were my best. But like, what's your ideal planner event? I mean, it
Well,
doesn't even have to be IMAX, but
going to a place I've never been before. Like if
yeah,
it could be a
yeah,
restaurant. I mean, one year it was at what is it called? And I had never been there before. It's like a pool party of, damn it. I want to say that's not Rio. No, it's not Rio. What is it called? It's called, huh?
it was a pool party.
It was like a day party, like a
Oh
day
yeah,
party. It was like at 5 o'clock. So happy hour is like 5 to 8. And it
yeah.
was at BAO, Bao. I can't remember
Teo, it's Teo.
Tao.
Tao,
Yes,
Tao. I know I say it wrong.
Yeah, I had never
Oh
been there
yeah,
before.
Tao.
I seen a lot of advertising about it. I'm like, oh, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
It was lit. It was lit. It was fire. That's all I
yeah.
wanted. The DJs going, food flowing, beer, whatever, drinks, whatever you wanted. Yeah, it was off the chain.
So it's funny it's fun how you go to those type of venues because if you was a regular person, you would, the lines out the door, you can't get in. But if you go as an event, it's a private event, now you're like, oh, I'm VIP. So it's like that type of venue is where you want to visit, that people are going to accept that invitation, right?
Yes.
So that's my point. We're not talking about a Chili's. We're not getting invited to like a Chili's. We're getting invited to a VIP event at a venue that's closed to the public.
Yeah.
So yeah. I
Yeah.
like
What
I like
about you? What do you like?
so it's so funny. I was reflecting on IMAX, and there was quite a few happy hours. We went to one where it was wall to wall people. We're scrunched up like this, 100 people. But my favorite event was this intimate. I think it was 10 of us at dinner. We had a little
Okay.
private dinner.
Mm.
I knew the CVB, so it was kind of a catch up, and we just ordered. And I liked it because I was able to recharge my battery, because I mean, I didn't need hundreds of people around. I mean, something like Tao is great, but I'm sure it was like hundreds of people there. So,
Oh yeah.
uh, yeah, that was, and I get it. I mean, dinners, we do that all the time. So it's not like it was, something creative, but I think just the amount of people and because it was very intimate, it was one of my favorites last year. Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
Right. Now, and speaking of IMAX, did you go to the closing thing, the last event at Dre's?
I did. I did. Why did I go? Well, no. You gave me your ticket for someone else. I was able to finesse my own ticket, but I only had one, and I needed my friend with me. So you gave up your ticket for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Drea's. And so it's interesting because I had never been. I think I've been to IMEX 3 times, and I never. They always have that closing event, so that was my first time. So it was all about FOMO. I needed to know what I was missing, you know. And went to Drea's. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to recall because it gets a little fuzzy.
Oh, that's sad. That's sad.
Yeah, yeah, it gets fuzzy. I
Yeah.
can't. I don't think. I think yeah,
No,
but
Dre's never disappoints.
it was definitely a great location and venue for a closing reception. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But, I mean, it's the opposite of what I said because, I mean, that place was jam packed, hundreds of people, and it sells out every year.
Yep.
Every year. So what
Yep.
we're talking about is the at IMAX, and I believe it's hosted by MPI. MPI has their closing reception that both planners and suppliers can buy tickets. I think it's like $100 ticket, and it's late at night at the end. So you have your dinner plans. You go back to your hotel, you get dressed, go to Drea's, and then a lot of suppliers will either kind of host you, which is great. Hey, supplier, if you want to continue those relationship with planners, get a couple extra of those tickets and invite a planner. No one is going to turn you down. You know what I mean? If you say, hey, I love to, let's get away from the basic of, hey, let's jump on a call. Hey, let's continue this conversation. I got a complimentary ticket to the closing reception. I'm there. I am there. Well, I'm
Yeah,
sure there's not a lot of business talk had at that event, but it does kind of, help that relationship to say, oh, wow, that CVB really cares because they made sure that I got into the event that I had FOMO about. So
yes,
I'm going to remember
yes,
that. You know?
yes.
Yeah.
Shout
Yeah,
shout out to Joe
absolutely.
Marcy for hooking me up with the ticket. Joe Marcy with
No mercy. Oh, he's
Monterey.
Monterey. Monterey. And see, I know that about him. It wasn't even my ticket; it was your ticket. So see how things happen. See how people remember you when you give them something good. Hey, Joe. Yeah, absolutely. I saw him at an event, and I said, "Hey, IMEX is coming up. We take you to that."
See, and now
Right
now
on.
you're on his radar. See?
Hey, yeah, absolutely. You want planners to follow up with you. You make sure you got something and
Exactly.
to I guess
Exactly.
remember them by. So yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it's all about.
yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. So a good event for planners, and I'm always an advocate for that. Like whether it's IMEX or a different conference, being able to bring other planners together is is something that we're gonna remember.
That's
You
right.
know, past the 10-minute meeting appointment conversation. How are you how are you carving yourself ahead from the competition? Because a lot of times these conferences are a blur of people. And, Russell, we've been talking and doing these things for a while. There are certain CVBs that stick out in our minds. Why? Because we've had this ongoing interaction with them beyond those 10, 12-minute appointments, you
Exactly.
know?
You're right. You're
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And he can count on too for certain things. You can call, reach out to them just based on what they've done for you in the past. So you know that
Yeah.
they wield that power, if you will, to help you out. Even if it's not even with their property, maybe it's something that's something totally different. Just like getting a ticket to go to this particular event. I'm still talking about it, and that was last year. I'm still talking about it. I'm still mentioning
Right.
Joe Marcy's name and every time I mention Joe Marcy, I'm mentioning visit or discover
Monterey.
Monterey Bay as well. So
Monterey.
there you go, and that's what it's all about. You always want to be synonymous with your brand, whatever brand you represent. You always want to be synonymous with it. So I'm always going to
Yes.
mention Joe Marcy, and I'm always going to follow that with Visit Monterey Bay, and that he got me in the Dre's. Okay, so
Yes.
there you go.
Me too. Hey, Joe. Yes, I agree. I absolutely, and it's funny you keep saying this, so now it's starting to resonate. You are the one that says being synonymous with the brand. Like you said that last week. You said this about this, this upcoming North Star show. You are your brand. So hopefully it's sticking to people because I understand where you're coming from with that. I understand that when I see someone across the room and I'm like, I immediately think of their destination and immediately see if I have something for them, you know, and that's how you're able to cut through all of this, noise and competition. If I see you and we've met several times and I don't know where you're from, that's a problem, right?
Yes, it is.
You
You're
know,
absolutely right.
so yeah, yeah,
Yeah, people don't get
yeah,
it. People don't get it. I mean, if you're putting so much time in working at, for your organization, everyone outside the organization needs to know what you do, that you're excited about what you do, that you don't have a problem with talking about and discussing what you do with that type of
right,
organization, because it's about the energy. And a lot of people don't emit a lot of that energy for it to be contagious, right? For us to
right,
know that, okay, so and so, oh, I know so so. You see, like you said, you see them across the room, like, oh my God, that's so and so with whatever. I have a potential program for that destination, and you go over there and talk to them, and that's what it's
right,
all about, right? But like you said, if you met them, I've met with people, I've sat down with them on these calls or these appointments, and I see them and I can't remember who the hell they were, and let alone their destination. And
right.
like you said, that is a problem. That is a problem. So yeah. So I've been on this kick for a minute. This brand
Yeah,
awareness thing. This being excited about your brand and letting people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. I've been on that for a while. So I'll continue that too because it's still a lot of people that they're not being known. They're not known. So one reason why, and this kind of ties into this, going to destination southeast, is that I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be they're allowing me to to speak with people or have conversations and interview people for LinkedIn or whatever, however they want to use the content is up to them. But I'm going to be interviewing people, and talking about, and they get a chance to talk about themselves, their brand, how they can help you, and brag a little bit about themselves, and that's what it's all about, right? So there you go. So
yeah,
boom.
yeah. I mean, and I think, being okay, like you said, brag about yourself, being okay with that. We want to hear about it. We want to hear your passion. We want to hear that you're so excited about what you do, And I think some people don't get that. Bragging is okay. Shout it from the rooftops. Like, even if you feel like you're doing too much, like, oh, that person across the room, I'm like, yes, I know about them because I hear about them all the time. But that's a good sign as opposed to someone I can't, gun to my head, I don't even know what you do. And we've had several conversations. So, I think people, and I'm just saying that too, just in general, working on, even myself being more on brand and promoting and bragging because it's something a lot of us don't naturally do because we don't want to feel like we're too boisterous and, okay, I know, Russell, not you, but I'm just saying there are some people out there that feel like, we don't want to overdo it.
Yeah. Well, there's not some people. There's a lot of people out there that are not like
Yeah.
that. But and this funny thing is, 99% of them are salespeople,
Mm.
right? And
Mm.
salespeople have to do that. That's their job to let people know who they are, what they do, and how they can help. So, however you need
Yeah.
to do it, you need to do it. If that's like I said, we can only go to so many meetings a year. You know what I mean? Have
Yep.
so many one-on-one appointments, but where can we make it up? We can make it up doing things on social media, letting people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help. So
Yeah.
that's why, and it has to be strategic, right? That's why That's why I do this. That's why I got you to do this on Mondays, right? I didn't ask you to do the whole week. I just said, hey, what about Mondays? You can come on and talk about whatever, the life of a planner or whatever the heck it
Sure.
is. And then it just morphed into where we are today. You know what I mean? So, hopefully people are starting to know who you are, and maybe it's reinforcing, I think I know this Russell guy, but now maybe they know a little bit more about me.
Sure. Oh, you know what? Oh, I forgot to mention. Speaking of which, I love how you said that because I think it was last week that I made a post. Oh, and I was talking about content, so I made a blog post. But speaking of which, last week, Hard Rock Hotel posted about a review I did on my blog, and it was completely just a surprise because I didn't put it there. And I know
Oh
you're always
wow.
telling me about put out your content, put out your content. The only thing I put out was, hey, subscribe to my blog. I have a new blog coming out. And shout out to Colleen, who is the global sales of Hard Rock, who not only subscribed to the blog, noticed that I had a post about the Hard Rock that I've never never promoted. And she, posted about it and they reposted. Great review because I basically fell in love with the Hard Rock Hotel in New York City because it's great area. It's kind of
Hmm.
right off of Times Square in Midtown, and a relatively newish, less than 4 years old.
Okay.
So it was still comfortable. Had a really great site tour, and thought, hey, you know what? This might work for a program. And me being like, oh, I'll put it out later. Oh, I don't know if I want to put this out. Well, she did it for me. So she posted it and bragged on it for me. But what I love about it is Hard Rock made a quote about this is great to see a review from one, an aspect from a planner to maybe affect another planner's decision. So, you know, I say that to say working with suppliers, working with hotels, working with CVBs, with planners, our perspective influences others. So even if it wasn't, me having a program, you may see that and say, "Oh, I trust Tiffany's opinion. Let me go check it out." So that's how it works when we're all working together, and when suppliers actually, do. I guess that's what I'm saying. Kind of, it goes hand in hand, right?
Yeah. No, that makes
But
sense. That makes sense.
but yeah, I really so yeah. I guess I would say that to really start doing more content because yes, you were the one that says let's get on every Monday, and you are the one who is very consistent about it. Because how long have you been doing this show? How long have you been doing social media?
Um.
Tell me all the
Well,
time.
consistently 2019.
See, so yeah, and you do it no matter what. You do it no matter because I'm like, oh, well, what if no one pays attention or who, and you're like, that's not the point. You just do it. So I say that to say, you're you preach, you do what you preach.
I practice what I preach. Is that what you're
You
trying to
practice, yeah, but you do it
say?
because it's not a
Uh,
practice. So what else
yeah.
can I do? You actually do it,
Yeah, I don't
because a
just
lot of
talk, I do. Yeah, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right. And I'm glad that you finally started doing things too.
it's a work in progress. We're not we just do it a little bit at a time. We got Mondays, we got some blogs, we got some traction going. But yeah, it's I think that's what's really important. It's not how much you do. It's being consistent and keep it moving. So
Yeah. No,
yeah,
you're
yeah, yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
right. You have to be
Yeah.
consistent, keep it moving. Still got other work to do, but
Right,
for me, I mean, as it's part of my strategy to let people know who I am, what I do, and how I can help them. And that
right.
from whatever perspective. That's from the meeting perspective. If that's from a brand awareness perspective, I mean that's or consulting within the hotel space. It's all that stuff. So yeah, so I gotta you gotta let people know because you never know. People may tune in right here and like, who the heck are these people? And I'm sure that happens every single day. Every time we do this, there's several people out there that are like, who are these people? What do they do? You know what I mean? Why are they on here? Well, hey, well, go back and rewind this, and you'll find out. Okay. So, but anyway, so we're at 45 minutes now. This typically goes about, we try to keep about 30 minutes, but sometimes Tiffany, as you can see, she gets kind of long-winded, and that's okay.
Oh,
And that's what it's all about.
right.
That's what it's all about. So just keep in mind for future of these programs, whatever, no matter if it's just me or Tiffany and myself, you can make comments. You can come on here, you can make comments. Real time, if you're on YouTube, you can make comments on LinkedIn as well. They're just not in real time. I'll go back later after the show's over and then kind of look at it. And if there's questions or comments, I'll make sure I address those at that time. But it's all about engagement, right? I mean, it's good that we're doing this, but if you have questions or you want to say something, you know, you can be a pro or con. I don't give a crap. I mean, if you don't agree with something we say, well, no, I wouldn't do it like, well, then okay, let me know what your opinion is, and that's fine. That's fine. So it's not one of these, you know, my way or the highway. No, it's whatever you have to say about the subject matter. So there you go. Are you talking to me or are you talking to somebody else?
I was talking to myself because no, I don't want your opinion. It is my way, my way. I I don't agree with that. You can have it.
Okay, very good. Whatever.
I don't want any criticism. I want my way or the highway. But no, I hear you. No, you've always been very open about, you know, receiving comments, receiving feedback, receiving whatever. So yeah, that's great. That's
Yeah,
that's lovely.
whatever. Anyway, you got any
Lovely.
closing remarks before we get off of this thing here, Miss Tiffany?
We talked about a lot, but I want to close with we are in a good place to plan. You know, we're in July, so we got those planner events coming up. Use the time to plan a great event and give us plenty of notice, right? And what else do we say? And give us an amazing venue to go to. So put effort into these events that you want to invite planners because you know that reflects that relationship as well. You know, we're always going to resonate where we go to that planner, like we just discussed with, you know, certain events.
Exactly. Now,
But,
what about you're looking for someone to sponsor you at IMEX too? Throw that out there too.
oh, really? I should, yeah. Yeah. Hey, just because Russell doesn't want to do the work doesn't mean I won't. Host me at IMEX about.
I'm not even gonna address what you just said. I'm not even gonna address what you just said.
No. I don't have a problem. It's gonna be fun. It'll all work out. It'll all work
Oh yeah,
out.
it
I
always
will.
does. And the funny
Yeah.
thing, I say this every year. I say this every single year that I'm gonna do my own thing, but I always end up going with somebody.
See, and that's yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure you're going to be hosted. It's okay.
We'll see. We
It's
will
okay.
see. But if I am to be hosted, I need to know where I'm staying first.
Where do you want to stay? Oh, let's go with that. Where do you want to stay?
I want to go back to the Fountain Blue, or yeah, Fountain Blue, or Mandalay Bay. I like to stay there since it's in the same place.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, who's hosting in Mandalay? That's what we need. We need a call to action. Hey, who's hosting in Mandalay Bay? Because you definitely don't want to do it on your own. It's about $800 a night right now. Last time I checked. So
I'm
yeah.
good with. I'm okay with that. No, I'm good. Anyway,
All
that's
right.
it. We're at 50 or 49 minutes. So yeah, so this is a good place to stop. Okay. Anyway, we do this
Okay.
every Monday. Let me just make sure I'm doing next Monday. Yeah, I'll be doing it next Monday. Then I'm traveling to. I'll let you know next week where I'm going. I'm going
Oh,
next Thursday somewhere
okay.
for an extended weekend. Okay, I'll let you
Oh,
know next Monday. But
All
and
right.
then the week
Thanks for
after
coming.
that, then is the destination southeast. So hopefully by Monday you've made your flight arrangements and all that stuff.
Yes, it's on my agenda for this week.
Oh, this week, we'll do it today. Get off and do it today.
You told me hopefully by next week. I just told you this week. So what's the problem?
Anyway, because I don't want to come. I don't want it to come Monday and say, "Oh, you know what? I haven't done it yet." Because I know
No, I
that's
think they'll yell at me. I don't want North Star yelling at me about, hey, we got to wrap this up because it's what in a few weeks. Yeah, I don't want to get on their
anyway.
bad list.
Anyway, whatever. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining this daily check-in with Tiffany and Russell. Remember, every Monday, Tiffany is a guest on here. The rest of the week is just me, okay? And of course, I come with information, just stuff to talk about. So anyway, that's it. Daily check-in comes on every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Tomorrow is On Air with Russell of Hotels. You know that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about? It's show number 305, I believe. That's Tuesday. So that's every Tuesday at 1 p.m. PST. So if you're on the East Coast, that means that's 4 o'clock, okay? 1 o'clock if you're on the West Coast, in California, wherever the heck you may be. So anyway, that is it. Thank you so much, Tiffany. Have a great day. If you need anything, I'm sure you'll text me or call me or whatever, like you always do.
Always.
So anyway,
Exactly.
have fun in Chicago. Chi-town, you know. So
Yeah. Summertime
anything else?
show.
Anything else?
I'm good. See you
All
next
right.
week.
Until next week or till tomorrow for me. Peace.